Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join thousands of history fans who love exploring unbelievable stories from the past. Today, we're diving into a war so short, so shocking. It lasted just 38 minutes. You heard that right. A full-scale war, over in less than an hour. Let's jump in. Imagine an entire war taking less time than most people eat breakfast. That's exactly what happened in Zanzibar on August 27th, 1896. A defiant sultan, the might of the British Empire, and a series of events that would shape history forever, all packed into a single morning. But to understand how this happened, we need to go back and explore Zanzibar itself. Zanzibar, a small island off the east coast of Africa, was far more than just a tropical paradise. It was a hub of trade, culture, and wealth. Spices like cloves, ivory, and other precious commodities flowed through its bustling ports. Merchants, sailors, and traders from Africa, Arabia, and Europe crowded the streets. Owning Zanzibar meant controlling trade routes across the Indian Ocean and having influence over the surrounding region. The island was politically complex, too. Local rulers had to balance traditional power, incoming European influence, and the interests of wealthy merchants. And then came the British, with their imperial ambitions. They wanted stability, access to trade, and a ruler who would cooperate with them. Any challenge to that control would be met with swift, calculated response. This brings us to Sultan Khalid bin Bardash, who ruled Zanzibar until his sudden death in 1896. His passing triggered a succession crisis. Who would take power? Britain had the preferred candidate, someone they knew would be compliant. But Sultan Khalid bin Bardash, nephew of the deceased sultan, had his own ideas. Khalid acted quickly. Without consulting the British, he moved into the palace with a small group of loyal guards and declared himself sultan. This wasn't just ambition. It was a challenge to the British Empire. Khalid believed he could maintain control, even against the might of one of the most powerful empires in the world. But the British were not accustomed to being defied. Tensions escalated fast. The British demanded that Khalid step down peacefully. He refused. An ultimatum was issued, and time began to run out. The British fleet prepared for conflict. Warships lining Zanzibar harbor, cannons trained on the palace, soldiers at the ready. The stage was set for a confrontation. But for a moment, everything hung in suspense. No shots had been fired yet the air was thick with tension. The locals watched nervously from rooftops and docks, sensing that history was about to unfold in real time. Now, imagine being inside the palace, Sultan Khalid pacing, guards whispering updates, every second loaded with uncertainty. Outside, the British officers gave final commands, soldiers adjusted their positions, and cannons waited. The moment of truth approached. Every heartbeat was a countdown to war. Finally, at 9 a.m., it happened. The first shot was fired. A cannonball tore through the palace walls, sending splinters of stone and wood flying. Smoke and fire filled the air. Chaos erupted. Khalid's small force tried to resist, but they were hopelessly outmatched. Horses reared in panic. Soldiers shouted orders over the roar of the cannons. Within minutes, the palace was crumbling under the relentless bombardment. It's almost hard to comprehend. A full-scale conflict over in under 40 minutes. Khalid realized he had lost. He fled to German East Africa, leaving the palace, his guards, and his claim to the throne behind. The British quickly installed their own puppet sultan. The 38-minute war was over almost as quickly as it had begun. But the story doesn't end there. Let's rewind a bit and look closer at Zanzibar itself. This island was a melting pot of cultures, trade, and history. Its ports were filled with traders, merchants, and travelers. Every corner of Zanzibar told a story of commerce, ambition, and the ever-present tension of empire. And in that tense environment, a single decision by one ambitious leader could spark monumental events. This is exactly what happened with Khalid's defiance. Now, let's talk about the people living through this. Imagine being a local merchant or dock worker that morning, hearing cannons fire, seeing smoke curl above the palace walls, feeling the uncertainty of your city changing hands in real time. These human stories are often overlooked, but they make history feel alive. We remember leaders and empires, but the people on the ground are the ones who truly experience the consequences. Returning to the war itself, it's remarkable how decisive it was. Every cannon fired, every order given, shaped history in mere minutes. It's a lesson in preparation, timing, and strategic advantage. Small forces, overwhelming odds, and the unpredictability of human decision-making all collided in this tiny window of time. And yet, from this 38-minute conflict, lessons echo through history. Even the shortest events can have monumental impact. Let's take a moment to think, what if? What if Khalid had surrendered immediately? What if reinforcements had arrived? What if local leaders had intervened? The possibilities are endless. And this is what makes history so fascinating. Each choice, each hesitation, each action, tiny differences that could have rewritten Zanzibar's story. Beyond the palace walls, the aftermath reshaped Zanzibar. Trade continued, but under British supervision. Political power shifted, cultural and social norms adapted to the new reality. The 38-minute war may have been brief, but its consequences were felt for decades. And this is the kind of story that reminds us why history is more than dates and events. It's about the ripple effects across societies, nations, and human lives. If you're enjoying this story so far, don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Support helps us bring more of these unbelievable historical moments to life. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do.